Hi everyone, in this video I want to show you how to make 4D objects in Blender. In the first video I've already shown how to make this 4-dimensional hypercube and other 4-dimensional objects. But the method that I've shown in previous video has some limitations because we can only make 4D objects by extrusion of 3-dimensional objects, and there are some 4-dimensional objects that cannot be made with extrusion. We were limited with this method. I will show you what I mean by this example. For example, I have 2-dimensional plane and I can make 3-dimensional object by extrusion, and then I can make 4-dimensional cube by extruding this 3-dimensional object inside the 4th dimension. For example, we can make also a cylinder by extruding 2-dimensional object into a 3rd dimension. But there are some objects that cannot be made by extrusion. For example, you cannot make sphere by extrusion. There is no 2-dimensional object that you can extrude to make a sphere. Or, for example, torus. You cannot extrude something to make torus. And the same applies to 4-dimensional objects. There are many 4-dimensional objects that cannot be made by extruding some 3D object. One type of these objects are polytopes, for example. Polytopes are some kind of hyperdimensional primitives. Here there is an article in Wikipedia about them, and at the end of this article there are a list of regular polytopes, and in this list there is a section about 4 dimensions. Here there are many types, and I want to choose this first one, the simplest one. This polytope is called 5-cell. This object looks a lot like 3-dimensional tetrahedron, but has 5th vertex inside. Here there is animation. We've already made some kind of 4-dimensional tetrahedron in previous video, but that was another object. That was not 5-cell. 5-cell cannot be made by extruding 3D object. We need to use another more general method. So I will remind you how we made object in the first video. Here, geometry nodes, I have a 3-dimensional input. With this node I extrude this whole object into 4th dimension. With this switch I apply coordinates to this 4th dimension. So some vertices exist on -1 on 4th axis and some on +1. And then I apply my custom node rotation in 4D, and then apply a projection from 4D to 3D. In the first video I've shown how to make them. So what we need to do? We need to have a more general method to position vertices in 4D space. So basically I need to get rid of this switch and extrude mesh nodes and replace them with something more general. But first I will create tetrahedron by creating cone and selecting 3 vertices. I want to find the coordinates. Here we have 3 sets of coordinates. First one, second one, and third one. Third one is the easiest one for our purposes, because here, as you can see, in the first 3 coordinates we have simple values like 1, -1, and 0. I will use this tetrahedron as a starting point. I select all vertices and snap them to cursor at the center, and then I will move one of the vertices, and I will use this bottom left window to type in coordinates. I want to move it at 1, 1, 1, and then I move second one at 1, -1, -1. Third one I need to move at -1, 1, -1. Fourth I need to move at -1, -1, 1. There is also should be 5th point. I will duplicate one point and then snap it to cursor at the center. And then I need to connect these 3 vertices together. I will create new face from vertices, also new face from these vertices, and new face from these vertices. Okay, I can now check if wireframe modifier works. Yes, it works. And then I need to position these vertices also in 4-dimensional space. So it's easy to do. We have Object Data Properties tab, where we can add additional properties to vertices. And I will create a vertex group. I will call it W. And here in Edit mode, I can assign weight to vertices. Basically, this weight is a 4-dimensional coordinate. But the problem here is that this weight can be set between 0 and 1. And here we have negative values, but we will fix it. We will just say that 0 means -1 divided by square root of 5, and 1 means 4 divided by square root of 5. I will assign all vertices to 0, and then central one should be 4 divided by square root of 5. This weight should be 1. Then I will apply geometry node modifier that I've already made. It's called hyperdimension. We made it in previous video. Apply it before wireframe modifier. As we can see, I need W coordinates for this rotate node. I can connect this empty socket for now. It automatically assigns name W coordinate, and here at the geometry nodes I can see that we have a default value of -1, and if I click this button, I can assign new attribute. Here we have a W attribute that I've already made here at this tab. I select it, and now we applied coordinates in 4D space, but these coordinates are wrong now because they are between 0 and 1, and we need different values. So I will use map range node to convert one values to another values. Here we need to select input range. It is from 0 to 1, and I need to convert it to -1 divided by square root of 5. This is for 0, and 4 divided by square root of 5 is for 1. Basically, that's it. I also need to apply material, black emissive material, to the subject, and we can test it. I press play, and here it works. This is 4-dimensional polytope called 5-cell. You can use this method to create other polytopes, and theoretically you can make any other 4D objects. Thank you for your attention. Bye.